Hey guys, welcome on back to the Anchorage, and this is for the updates for Disroot on for July of 2026. And before we get to that, I've just got a quick little update, and I'm recording this way back on July 19th. Now, this is just this first initial section. The next section will be when I'm recording that part of it. So, but neither sense. Quick little update. Since I'm technically part of the gang now, I'm just a tester, end user, tester, contributor, community member, stuff like that, and supporter. I felt earlier, a little while ago, that when I do these videos, I should have a little bit of my own little take, my own little flair, my own little, look of it. And I went out and I did a couple of edits to this thing, and wanted to show everybody what that looks like. And this is what it looks like. So I'm using the Disroot colors, and I actually took the icon up there, and I basically just recolorized it based off of that to give it a little bit of a Disroot color. And up in here, we've got the Disroot address. So if you're interested on checking out Disroot, seeing what they're all about, and there we go. So yeah, so I've got my forest background along the border, and I just recolored it, and recolored the particular border here. The root asset itself came from Tom at Switch to Linux, and he said I could use it for my own videos however I wanted, reasonably, of course. And I think just, doing quick little decorations like this helps out. So Muppet and the gang, hey, let me know what you guys think of it. I think it looks pretty cool. So hopefully you guys do too. So what we want to do next is, I just want to describe quickly what Disroot is about, and what kinds of things what kind of services they provide and why. So why don't we look at that? Now, out on Disroot's website, this is where I'm going to do this quick little section from. So this is the website here. It's Disroot, to tear up the roots of, or by the roots, hence to tear from a foundation to uproot. Now, I'm filming this in June, and of course June is Pride Month, so that's why it's all kinds of colorful up here. So typically it's very based on that Disroot color up in the top, that plum prune color, stuff like that. So but it's June, so it's Pride Month, so for those who really have strong beliefs and feelings about pride, hey, that's you, stuff like that. Me, I'm more so being like, I don't need pride to use my software or my websites, but that's just me. Anyways, Disroot is a platform providing online services based on principles of freedom, privacy, federation, and decentralization. No tracking, no ads, no profiling, no data mining. And that is the main point. Now, Disroot provides all of these services free of charge. However, in a lot of these, you need a Disroot account in order to use them. And that's primarily to prevent bad actors from going in and doing bad things or naughty things, as we've recently had to deal with. But the main point of it is that with all of these services, now these are all self-hostable services. So you can host them yourself on your computers, in your home, stuff like that. However you want to do it in that respect. They're providing an online solution. So if in the instance you absolutely cannot host this stuff yourself, they provide an online version of that as a convenience. And they don't collect data, they don't data mine or anything like that. There's no telemetry. It's very private. But it is a shared environment with other Disrooters, others out there, should you wish to. Granted, not everybody is like that, but that's neither here nor there. So all of these services, if you can't host it yourself, they provide it there as well, and it's free of charge. However, you can do a donation, and there's ways to donate. You just go to disroot.org and you can look that up. And if you wish to donate, then you do that there. I do that myself using Patreon. I buy them a coffee. That's all they're asking for. They're one of those guys. Toss me a coffee, buy me a coffee. And that's kind of like the thing. Everybody says that. Buy me a coffee, because it's cheap. It doesn't cost much. So there you go. So why don't we get into the updates for July? And when I record that section, it'll be July. So it'll just be a second for me. Be a couple of weeks. So see you in a sec. All right, a slight edit. As we can see, the anchorage is green, and therefore the green forest is preserved. A slight edit that I did do is, I'm preserving, using the Disroot colors up there and up there. The one up there is just brightened up a little bit, so don't worry about that. That's just so that it'll stand out, so that folks can see the address to go to Disroot. So there we go. And the color for Disroot, as they describe, is called beetroot. That's the name of the color. So that's what I couldn't remember before. So that's what it is, beetroot. So that's their color. So we are going to get into this month's updates for July. So we are going to come over into CJ. And CJ was, it's put together, and it's a Raspberry Pi 5 that was donated to me by Mythos that switched to Linux. And I built it up into its own little case, and I got it up and running a Nextcloud Pi instance to use with switch to Linux and the Anchorage strictly. So it would have some use, and I could make some videos using it. So that's what I'm doing with that. So we are going to be switching over to that now. So this is it. So here is CJ, and I'm in the Tasks app, which was recently installed. And what I'm using it for is to put what updates were actually done. So we're starting off with DiskQuest. It's done this year, and it's updates for July 2026. So what did we have? Well, right off the bat, we have Akoma, which is the Pleroma front end base. And of course, I misspelled that. So why don't I fix that right now? Stick an L right there. Be done with that. There we go. Okay, it's the Pleroma front end based. That's what FE stands for. And that is at fe.disroot.org. And Mangain was updated to version 1.21.5. Now, what's the difference between Mangain and Pleroma and Akoma? All right. Pleroma is the base software. It's the base web software for the instance going out to the Fediverse. What's Akoma? Akoma is the front end base software for what you see. And Mangain is what you see. It's the front end to Akoma, which is the front end to Pleroma. So it's the top level. You got Mangain, goes down to Akoma, and then it goes to Pleroma in that order, from what you see versus what's behind the scenes, stuff like that. So that was updated to version 1.21.5. So as soon as I get done covering that, I check it off, and it disappears. Okay, that's completed. Next up is CryptPad, which is the collaborative office suite, which is found at cryptpad.disroot.org. It was updated to version 2026.5.1. What kind of updates do they have out there? Bug fixes. Okay. Finish that one. Etherpad, collaborative editing, pads.disroot.org. It was updated to version 3.3.2. Multiple updates see the Disroot post. So that's at fe.disroot.org. And if you go to, Disroot's actual account out there on the Fediverse, you can see the post. You can see the what the updates are. Forge Joe, which is Disroot's Git solution, git.disroot.org. And of course, there's an extra slash there. It's not showing here, but it got put out there. Yep, I don't know what that's going on with that. Oh, that's a coma. Hello. Forge Joe, hello. Apologies. All right, there we go. So Forge Joe, Disroot's Git solution, git.disroot.org. It was updated to version 15.0.3. And it had security and bug fixes. Kuma, which is Disroot's service status page, state.disroot.org. It was updated to version 2.4.0. Okay. And LibreTranslate, which is the online text translation, which is translate.disroot.org. It was updated to version 1.9.6. It had multiple updates. See the Disroot post. Okay. So there we go. So that is pretty much everything that went on with updates for this past month. They got pushed out, this morning. I'm filming this on July 5th. So I got pushed out this morning. It is currently 10:23 a.m. Eastern time. And, of course, they're like, Netherlands, I think, is 7 or so. I think it's 7 hours ahead. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that's what I'm thinking. So it's like almost 5:30 over there, which is fine. Okay. Wait, hold up. I have one special announcement. This isn't part of the normal updates. Those are all finished. But in recent weeks, we have had somewhat of a major update for Nextcloud. So Nextcloud is one of the big services, at least from my view. It's one of the big services of Disroot. It's one of the main ones that I basically perceive. And over the past few weeks, maybe a month or two, multiple months going back into winter, maybe even longer, it hasn't been overly responsive. It's kind of slow, but it had performance issues that I noticed, at least over on this side of the Atlantic, that it wasn't overly responsive, or at particular times of the day it would be very busy, and of course that affects performance. So what happened is it was updated. So we've actually gone out and we've updated it to the next more recent version. It's not the most absolute recent version, but it's one of the most recent versions. And I wanted to come out and show you what that was all about. So we're going to go out to Nextcloud on my account that I have out there, which is this guy right here. This is where I was doing. This is where I was doing all of my my video tracking, as we can see here. Yeah, there's my behind the scenes. Switch to Linux, the Anchorage. So we can see things of that sort. So go back to the dashboard, and this is my custom background, and of course it looks just like the one on CJ, which is fine. And because it's me, I want it to look like me. And so there you go. Sue me, whatever. So the update is, if we come up here to the right hand corner, pull this down, and if we go to about and what's new, it was updated to 26 winter. So of course, what's new in Nextcloud 26 winter? Growing sovereignty, new federation features, improved data export and import. I think that's fantastic. because I can actually probably connect an external hard drive to this instance, should I wish. Nextcloud Talk, live translations, pinned messages and scheduling, Office document comparison, whiteboard comments, reaction timers, Nextcloud Assistant performance upgrade and AI labeling, powerful end-to-end encryption in the web interface, speed up with ADA engine, and many more improvements in all apps. Experience the brand new Nextcloud Hub. There you go. And folks can share it on social media should they wish. I'm not going to because I really have no point to myself. So there we go. And yeah, that was very, very exciting. And yeah, so that's the quick update for Nextcloud. So those are all of the updates that were brought out into production for the month of July. And for all of these, if you go out to the Disroot post out on the Fediverse, you can actually see that there's additional links for further updates for each of those. So there are further updates that are actually out at the actual websites for those applications, and you can get more data there if you like. So that's pretty much going to be finishing up this. I hope everybody likes the oh, I've got the graphic going on, and yeah, and as you can see behind me, I updated that a little bit. I switched a few things out because the fandom for Ghostbusters has waned a little bit, so there's no need to have the ghost trap or the the PKE meter still over there, but it's on top of Cobalt. So, and Cobalt's there just for show decoration. That's pretty much it. Clutters it up a little bit, but that's just the way it's gonna have to be. And I put the ghost trap and the trap pedal up there on the shelf. So there you go. Sorry, but I hope it looks pretty good. I hope you like it. It's a little bit about me, and there we go. All right, so that's going to be it for this edition of DisQuest. Thank you very much for coming along, Skál, and we'll talk to you soon.